But I heard that Daryl Strawberry helped you get sober. Is that? Because that's usually not how that goes. Those usually don't go together. Daryl helping you get sober. How did that go down?
Well, dude, the crazy thing is, this Indian guy came up to me the other day. He goes, I heard your story, Strawberry Daryl. That's what he called him, Strawberry Daryl. And it blew my mind. I'm like, that's got to be somebody's name, Strawberry Daryl.
Strawberry Daryl sounds like the name of a male strip club. Like, stage 3, Strawberry Daryl is coming out.
Bro, that has to be a strip club. Let's go.
Let's open it.
Yeah. Let's let a couple seagulls loose at the beach. It's Strawberry Daryl Day today, you know? Yeah, man, I got high on cocaine one night here in the city, and I ended up with a taxi driver, this dude Luigi, and I ended up driving the taxi. He's in the back. We're up in North Harlem. He got me an escort, and I didn't want an escort. He's in the back with the escort, and I'm driving.
Wait. So he gets the escort, and you're like, nah, you can have her. I'll drive.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't interested in this, man. You know, we've been doing cocaine back there, and he like put like a fancy like some paper, like, because they had this light in the taxi that wouldn't go off, and he like taped some paper over it after a while. Like the shit got a little like kind of streetcar named Desire, kind of, you know, like it got a little weird. But yeah, then he got this hooker. I didn't want to be in there with him and the hooker, but then I felt kind of alone by myself out on the street. Then I got back in, and he's like, you drive, man, you drive, you know. And so I'm fucking taxi, I was still paying for it. The meter's at like almost $300. And
at that point, you got to turn the meter off, guy. Come on, at that point, you're just buddies sharing a night. This is no longer business. Come on, dude. Once there's a hooker involved and you're driving, I think you turn the meter off.
That dude did blow and fucked a hooker in the backseat. It was the most money he's ever made in the night.
That sounds like double dipping to me. You fuck a girl and I have to pay you? Shit.
Yeah, that's a Trump plan. I think he was on, dude.
At least do like the airport $40 flat rate. Turn it off, and that's it, man. Shit.
Yeah, he should have.
So
we ended up, and then I had to go to the radio station. I was doing this when Opie and Jim had a show.
Okay.
And I got there, and Daryl Strawberry was on the radio, and I couldn't even talk. I was so fucked up, and I shouldn't have gone, but I had just gotten to know Opie, and so I didn't want to like let him down or not show up, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was in there, and I was just so scared, and like I'm sitting across, and there's Daryl Strawberry, and he was like all put together. And I was
so that was like your epiphany?
Yeah, it was like this epiphany moment, because you'd always heard that he was like a crackhead or something, you know. But here he was like super successful and like well spoken. I mean, it's 6:30 in the morning, and I couldn't even talk. And my voice is my weapon. That's the only thing I have, you know. So it's like, and I couldn't even use it, and I'd always kind of judged him in a weird way,
right.
But just because of what I'd heard, and here it was like this moment of like judgment and clarity, and like just like it just kind of came into this focus that was like, okay, maybe I'm, not as, I'm not. I need to do something different.
Right. Was there was Opie or any of the guys like, what the fuck? And was there like any?
Did they know?
No, they didn't know. I didn't tell them.
Got it. Yeah.
And I'd go in on the break and do coke in like the little bathroom there, and like Andy Cohen's in the stall next to me, with the tappiest shoes. I swear that guy's shoes tap the floor even when he's not even stepping. I'm like, dude, take some of the tap out of your shoes, dude.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing
you go cold turkey there. After that, you're like, that's it, or
well, I got back to L.A., and I feel bad, man. I feel like I'm monopolizing the conversation.
No, that's the point, dude. Yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
Yeah. They hear from us enough.
Yeah. I got back to LA, and I saw a bunch of cocaine on my counter, and that's almost was a scary thing because I had left it there. And I wasn't doing cocaine for a long time. I hadn't done it for years. I had just had like a couple of months, maybe 2 months where, I did it one night, and then the next week I did it one night, and then the third week I did it 2 nights. So it was just like... And I'd never been into it really, so it was just kind of like I was realizing it had like this. It was addictive, you know.
Yeah.
But I got back home, did the rest of my cocaine that I had on the counter, and then after that, I told a dude I went to a meeting, a manager for this big management company, and he was like, "What's going on?" And I just told him the story. I told him about Strawberry Daryl, and then he said, "Oh, I go to meetings or something." And so I started going to different meetings And yeah, it's been cool.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you made the right choice because things are going good now. I would think that you are one of the few people that were inspired by Daryl other direction, man.
Yeah, so that's been pretty wild, man. Have you guys ever been taken gone, not done this or not done that, or taken away from, pornography or weed or beer or anything?
I just usually indulge in all the vices.
I don't like.
Hell yeah, bro.
I don't think I've never taken intentional time off where it's like I need, like, I've never done like sober January. I think Francis might have just done that recently or something like that. So February, whatever fucking it is they do. I've never run into a problem.
Yeah.
Where I've never been like, oh fuck, this is affecting me.
Yeah.
So
Perfect
like,
then. Yeah.
Then I think I'm all right thus far. Who knows what happens down the road. But I've been watching Catastrophe on Amazon Prime, which is like Rob Delaney's show, and he's sober and he's talking. I don't know if he's a stand up.
I'm familiar with the mustache.
Yeah. And he's sober. He had a much more horrific story of how he decided to get sober. He was living out in LA. He crashed a car into a power company, something like that. Broke both his arms. Ripped both his knees to the bone. I believe took out like the power on like blocks.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
The whole neighborhood was out.
And
hopefully it was during like a big game. I like to see people.
Hail Mary, the ball's in the air.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine trying to crawl around a power plant, bro. That is a crazy game show.
And he was like, I don't know if he went to jail, but he had to go to rehab, did a stint in a halfway house. And he was like, you want to know what'll get you sober? He's like, it's having 2 broken arms from getting a DUI or from crashing your car fucked up, and you can't jerk off for 3 months.
Oh wow!
It's like I couldn't watch porn, I could do anything.
Yeah.
So in his show, he kind of plays a guy named Rob who is sober. So he kind of plays himself in a sense. It's not. Not exactly doing tea. He's got a family out in London, but it's comparable to be himself. And there are a lot of like hints at the show to like drinking too much and stuff like that. And it's people who are like, talking about like they're going through psoriasis and shit like that. And I'm only 30, and I'm like, and they're like 45, 50 in the show. But in my head, I'm like, fuck.
A second, is that me? Am I on that path?
I never really think, because I only think it's superficial pain. I only think it's shit you can see. And I'm never like, what's this doing to the inside of me?
But you got that fair skin, dude. You got that sense, and you got that Downton Abbey skin. So you got to be careful, dude. Anything, a fucking wrong wasp could take you out. You got to be careful with that fair skin, bro.
Downton Abbey is spot on.
You got that fucking 1700s tone, brother.
I powder this shit. Morning, man.
Like if I think about you, I see like a boat behind you, and people starving and like famine, like you definitely, you came over on you that ship boy. You definitely, there's a ship under your feet in the distance, genetic distance.